top of the world, about to jump above it. Take it straight to the moon, 'cause we know how to rock it. Ain't no thing you can do, ain't no way to stop it. Now you're feeling it too. Let's get it started. Throw your hands in the air while the beat is dropping. Acting like you don't care when everybody's watching. Just keep whipping your hair like that, you got it. Yeah, you're feeling it too. Let's get it started. I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Charts off the meter, turn it up, blow the speakers, make them more to believers. Break through the surface, tell them open the curtains, give them all what they wanted, yeah. Now let's get started. Let's get it, get it. Yeah, I'm ready, ready. I'm ready. Are you ready, ready? I'm ready. Let's get it started. Yeah, yeah, I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it, get it. Let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me something new. Time to break loose. Take it to another level. Now we on the move. Shout if you coming with me. Going over the limit. On your mark, keep it steady. So tell me, are you ready? I'm ready, ready. Let's get it, get it. I'm ready, ready. Are you ready, ready? Let's get it started.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the virtual Windy City Chicagoland Speedway. We welcome you to coverage of the Northwest iRacing ARCA Series, and tonight it is the second race in the round of 8. Of course, our coverage, as always, is on your home for sim racing, LSR TV Live Sim Racing. I am Wesley Outland, joined for the first time by Caleb Hall. Caleb Hall is a friend of mine up in Virginia. He does timing and scoring at the Franklin County Speedway in Callaway, Virginia. He loves racing about as much as I do, a big avid fan, or his first time in the booth. Caleb, it's been a while. You ready to see what these ARCA Northwest cars are going to provide tonight?
I am. Practice times looked super close, so I'm expecting for the entire 134 laps to have close racing and hopefully a good eye watch tonight.
It should be a good one, a good program, a good race. We're ready to go. A matter of fact, let's give you a look at the LSR TV race information 411 on the bottom left. You got a 30-minute practice that is concluded. We're going into now qualifying and the driver's meeting. Once that qualifying and driver's meeting concludes, we'll get ready for 200 miles. That's the distance around the Chicagoland Speedway. 134 laps the distance one. That will be tonight's race for the drivers of the Northwest ARCA Series. And, of course, we get ready for racing under the lights. This will be a nighttime event as well. It should be exciting. It should be fun. Let's take a look at the LSR TV weather conditions on the bottom right now. As you can see it, it's very simple. Track temp, ambient temperature, virtually the same. Caleb, wind speed 9 miles an hour, dropping, partly cloudy skies. A comfortable night for racing on iRacing Simulator here at Chicagoland.
Yeah, real comfortable. It's going to have a lot of grip on the racetrack. You shouldn't see much driver struggle, but I did hear in practice that a lot of drivers were loose off of 2, and that could be a result of the wind. We could keep an eye on the wind all night, and we could also keep an eye on how the drivers and cars are reacting off of turn 2 specifically after being told about that. We could potentially see a few wrecks off of turn 2 if they're not careful.
That's right. And of course, the stage is set for these drivers getting ready to go, man. Look at the point standings. Do we have the point standings, Mr. Producer?
We do.
Oh, look at this. He is on his game tonight. I'm so proud of him. SpongeBob's got it going on. There was a tie in the championship between Ryan Bloom and Kevin Smith. Those drivers 40-47. Now, remember, Kevin Smith missed Wednesday because he's on vacation. He might still be on vacation. He might not be racing tonight. Ryan Bloom is here, though. Of course, James Vining also in his own little world. He's 8 points back in third.
Three-way tie for
Troy
fourth.
Daggett. There's a three-way tie for fourth. You're exactly right, Caleb, between Troy Daggett, Robert Gamble, Frank Harris, only 6 points back to Jared Wakefield, and Toby Ritters, who has missed a couple of weeks, 47 points back. And you got to remember, he missed the playoff race opener for the race at oh, my goodness, where were we at this previous weekend? Of course, at Gateway. He missed Gateway on Monday and Wednesday. I don't know if he's back here again tonight. And those are right now your 8 drivers that are in the playoffs. Everyone else from Aaron Cooper on back are in the cutoffs, and that's a pretty tight battle, if you will, Caleb, in the top 8 for the points.
It is. I mean, that's a testament to the series and the talent they have inside the series. I mean, two ties, one for first and one for fourth. That's pretty close. And James, he's in between the both of them, so he has a potential of staying in the top 3, but a slight miss up, he can go from third to easily 6th or 7th.
We'll keep an eye on that. Of course, the stage is set for those drivers that are going at it in the playoffs. Caleb, man, tell us a little bit about yourself, your debut here tonight on LSR TV, and how you got involved in iRacing.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of different. I'm kind of nervous, but I don't know why. I'm online. You know, when I do this stuff in real life, it's just natural. I don't know. I guess seeing you guys do it, it's just weird. But I got into iRacing 2 years ago over, it was COVID, Christmas time. Nothing to do. Let's get on this. I got pretty good at it. I built setups for a setup shop. I just got added to a pro team 2 days ago. So, I mean, everything's going great. I'm just at home working like Wesley. So.
At home working like me. I was actually supposed to be on the road in Dillon, South Carolina, and actually it just worked out perfectly for me not to leave until tomorrow morning for the Fall Spectacular. By the way, a lot of people listen to the Community Radio Network for coverage of iRacing for the Northwest Cup and Truck Series on Monday and Wednesday nights. And yes, we will be covering the 18th annual Fall Spectacular Spash 400 tomorrow afternoon from the Dillon Motor Speedway. Airtime, 3:30 Eastern Time. Kevin Moon, Mike Neff, and myself on the broadcast call from Dillon, South Carolina. And, of course, iRacing returns on Monday and Wednesday for this track, Chicagoland. It's ARCA tonight. The stage is set. We're ready to go. When we come back, we get ready to go with, of course, some qualifying results, the Team 126 starting lineup, and so much more. We're glad you're along for the ride. We're ready from Chicagoland. You're home for sim racing. Northwest ARCA playoffs on LSR TV. Back with more in a moment.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it?
They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the face with the voice of the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League that you hear simulcasted on the Community Radio Network. And that's what we want to tell you about. We are excited to continue the partnership of covering esports on CRN, just like we do with all the other broadcasts that I cover in real life, like MAV TV, Short Track America, Speed 51 TV, Fox Sports Radio for college, high school sports. The Community Radio Network does the same thing. In addition to broadcasting real athletics, we're excited to be the radio voice of LSR TV's coverage of the Northwest Cup and Truck Series presented by Tom Denchel Automotive Group, the American iRacing League, and special events along the way. It's very simple on your
web browser, laptop, tablet, or cell phone, go to wearecrn.com, click on play, and you are able to keep up with the action. It's very simple. The power of radio to the imagination of the listener. Check us out when you can. Esports coverage from LSR TV on CRN, the community radio network, wearecrn.com.
An automobile purchase shouldn't be hard. The hardest part for the consumer in the whole process should be selecting the vehicle. We have the online credit application. We can bring the car to you to see it, to test drive it, to deliver it. We have all the tools in place, and we've had them in place for a long time. I just think now we've perfected it. It's become part of our culture. We've, kind of taken it to the next level. It is easy, and it should be easy, and it should be fun, and it shouldn't take a whole lot of time.
Welcome back to coverage right here from Chicagoland Speedway. Qualifying on court track right now. Drivers trying to put that best lap down. And we welcome you back here to our coverage Friday night. By the way, amongst all the top 8 that we were talking about in the playoffs, you have also got a mixture of drivers that, Caleb, are part of the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, but they're using this Olive Branch Series to allow themselves to get more seat time, to get acquainted with the racetracks that they're running in the playoffs, and be able to possibly be competitive or look for a win. As right now we see more qualifying cars going on the racetrack. That is the Mountaineer Oregon driver, or the Mountaineer Duck, I call him, of Will Duvall. And with 6 minutes remaining on the clock here before we line them up to go 200 miles, Caleb, at Chicagoland.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think we'll have a great qualifying session as we have our first cars turning in laps now.
We do. We normally do not cover qualifying on a Northwest basis for Cup and Trucks, but since they are on the racetrack and there's really nothing else going on right now, we can tell you currently Robert Campbell looks like he's been the fast man so far, 31:30. How about Roy Grande? Ole, he's back. I hope he got that Taco Bell on his vehicle because we know SpongeBob Charles, our producer, likes it. The rest of everyone else also coming in. And I got to tell you, very surprised, Caleb. Normally we get less than 15 cars. We've got almost 20-plus cars ready to go here tonight at Chicagoland for the ARCA playoff race.
Well, I was told before that the pot keeps getting sweeter if you're an ARCA regular. You get a big chunk of change if you come home with a win.
Yes, there is a bonus that's being put up from Tom Denchel Automotive Group. A lot of big money on the line. It's up for grabs and so much more, and nobody has won it yet. I think right now, am I right, SpongeBob, it's $175, $175, $125, $125. That's still pretty good for iRacing, and if somebody that is a non-Northwest competitor, finally an ARCA Northwest driver wins, then they are going to pocket that $125. But so far, no one's done that yet, Caleb Hall.
That's astonishing, honestly. It just once again goes to show the amount of talent in the series. And honestly, I'd want to wait it out until the final race and get that chunk of change for when I win it.
And right now, James Thurston looks like he's gone to the top of the board now in the number 2 machine. So James Thurston putting down a pretty good lap. 31:09 to a 31:14, a tie 31:16 between Aaron Cooper and Jeff Stabnow. Jeff Stabnow, the Iowa winner. And you got to think that Iowa is a lot, or Chicagoland is a lot like Iowa. It's a lot similar to what we will see, of course, at also Vegas for the finale. It's 1.5 miles. That track, or this track is actually 2 miles, 1.5 miles at Vegas, but kind of the same, dog leg, tri-oval, if you will, on the front straightaway. Those similarities will definitely make it very, very unique. As right now, qualifying is about to come to a cease. James Thurston is the man at the top of the board. And by the way, if you're looking to get into producing or announcing, message us today on Facebook or at livesimracing.com. Of course, livesimracing.com, your home for sim racing. This is Caleb Hall's debut in the booth. We've had a couple of new talents along the way, and I think we've had John and Nolan Rimple, of course, he's worked with us before. Brandon Kreutz as well. By the way, happy birthday to Brandon Kreutz. He celebrated a birthday yesterday, and happy birthday to my sister. My sister Danielle is celebrating her 39th birthday today as well. So life is good. Everybody's happy. And we are 3 minutes away from staging these cars of the ARCA series on the front straightaway. We'll give you that lineup, a great field. I really think, Caleb, this could possibly be the best race of the season tonight for these drivers.
I mean, looking at it, we just had a new quick time with Dennis Moore, and all the way back to the top 10, it's within 2/10. That's pretty decent for an ARCA field at Chicagoland for them to be that close already.
Yeah, it certainly is, as the laps are continuing to tick away for these guys on the racetrack. 2 laps on the qualifying clock. Here you go. And right now we've had about close to 19 cars take time. I believe what is 23 entries here signed in tonight. I will tell you so far, no Toby Ritters and no Kevin Smith. So here you go. This might open the door, Caleb, for the driver of Ryan Bloom to go towards that ARCA North Championship, because Kevin Smith is not here, who is tied with him, and also Toby Ritters is not in attendance. And those are drivers that are in the Northwest playoffs for ARCA. They're not here. They're going to take a hit, or they better get into the server very quickly if they want to be in this race, because time is running out.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering how Ryan's going to go right here, because this is his money lap, and this is going to set the tone. And is that quick time? Second best. So that's
Bloom, second
a great starting spot.
Yep.
Setting
Yes,
the tone early.
31:02. And, you know, we mentioned Dennis Moore, and me and my other colleague, Samuel Dyer, have talked about this several times. Caleb, as well as longtime colleague of Northwest, Greg Rentz, when he's available. Dennis Moore has just been so impressive. He has showed his talents for sure in the Northwest Series for Cup Truck and ARCA. And Dennis Moore now going to the top of the board with a 32.00. And it looks like that is the last of the remaining cars taking time here. Again, this race will be, looks like Ray Fournier, Jed Wakefield, Scott Hutchinson might tag the back on a provisional, as we do see one more car on the racetrack. He better hurry up, though. That clock is ticking down to 0, and when it does, qualifying will officially be over, and the field will get gridded. 200 miles, 134 laps around the lights of Chicagoland Speedway here this evening. Of course, for the next race in the round of 8, for the second round. Remember, if you are a Northwest playoff racer, and it hasn't happened yet, Caleb, but if a Northwest driver wins, obviously they get that bonus money of $125. But in addition to that, they punch their ticket into the Championship 4 race at Vegas.
I mean, honestly, a win at Chicagoland can set you up for Las Vegas, and that's exactly what it's going to do. And I think Ryan Bloom submits his ticket to Las Vegas tonight.
The field is getting assembled down to the front straightaway. It is time for the Team 126 Racing starting lineup here at the Chicagoland Speedway. And we'll get ready to introduce them for you. Of course, thanks to Team 126 Racing for being our grid sponsor. And 23 drivers are ready to go here. There you see that number 44 from the Beaver State clan. That's going to be Dennis Moore in the 44. He's on the pole to the outside. Man, that's tied with Kevin Smith for the championship. And it's all licking his chops before the green, because Kevin Smith isn't here. Ryan Bloom in the Monster Energy, number 25. Row 2 on the grid. We'll find James Thurston in the orange and blue 2 to the outside. Casey Garber, a Northwest truck winner at Atlanta earlier in the year in 94. Row number 3 is going to find Stephen Paulison, the Daytona Northwest Cup Series winner back in March in the 58 to the outside. Robert Campbell in the number 54, ready to gamble here in the Windy City. Row 4 on the grid. Bug Eyes, Crazy Man, number 71, Aaron Cooper to the outside. Billings, Montana, and the ARCA Iowa winner, former Northwest Cup Truck champion, Jeff Stabnow in 24. And around out your top 10, James Vining, the Catman in the 333. And Mean Green Dan Lowther in 63, your top 10, as Caleb will continue with the lineup at Chicagoland.
Row 6 consists of Troy Daggett into the outside, the 21 of Tyler King. Sean Brightsman and Jake Millsap will consist of row 7. Frank Harris will start on the inside of row 8 with Roy Grande, Olay in row 8. Row 9 is Russ Lundenberg, like that hair, and Dean Moore to his outside. Will Duvall and Tyler Kim will round out your top 20 starters. Ray Fournier and Scott Hutchinson will be row 11. And your final row will be Jid Wakefield in the shotgun starting position of the field.
Thank you very much, Caleb, for the lineup. There you see those two cars, Beaver State Racing 44 and the Monster Energy colors of the driver, Ryan Bloom. Now, if you look closely at car number 25, you see the, not only is it, Dayglow green on the car because of Monster Energy as a sponsor, but it is also a green spoiler and a green visor top on the top of the roof that says Tom Denchel Auto Group and Playoffs, because they are one of the 8 drivers that are in the playoffs. You see also the other cars that are playoff contenders have those green spoilers, green front clips, so their cars on the bottom grille, and of course on the top of the visor. Same in all Northwest competition for ARCA, Trucks, and Cup. You'll see that. That gives you, the audience watching back at home or wherever you are, a great inclination of knowing what drivers are racing for the championship playoffs. And in addition, our producer will have the legend down on the upper left, down to the bottom of the screen, with the blue indicating those 8 drivers as well. Ready at Chicagoland. Green flag goes in the air, and 23 virtual charter members in the Fraternal Order of Go Fast with those beautiful kaleidoscope of colors. Giddy up and gallop around Chicagoland. Caleb Hall, you have a virtual race. They're off turn 2 with Moore in the lead.
Yeah, not the best restart for Ryan Bloom, but he's going to regain himself. He's going to tuck in line a second. Thought he was going to fall back to 3rd right there, but it looks like Moore's going to come around to lead the first lap.
Opening lap inside. Couple of cars getting wiggly there for a moment as the leader is Thurston right there behind Moore. It's Moore, Bloom, and Thurston, 1, 2, and 3. There's your opening 3. Great battles going on in the back. There you see the legend that I was telling you about. The ones in blue are drivers in the playoffs. The ones in orange are outside the top 4. Remember, 4 go to the championship 4 race at Vegas after tonight. New Hampshire, Homestead. It's all over to decide who those 4 drivers will be, as Dennis Moore is the leader. Great battles continue behind the top 5 as they work their way off turn number 2. And a 31.11 for Ryan Bloom. Yes.
Yeah.
Getting quicker, Caleb. We're going to keep an eye on the 25.
We are, as we might not be able to keep up with him if he keeps that pace up. He was quicker than Moore again that lap, so we might have a battle for the lead brewing here in, I'd say, a few more laps.
Here comes Ryan Bloom. We got one in the grass. Roy Grande, Olay, Taco Bell. Running for the border in the 8 Chevrolet. Normally he's in a purple car. He's in a yellow and white red Taco Bell car. Nonetheless, no caution. We stay green. Grande, welcome back to Northwest competition. He'll fall all the way to the bottom of the barrel. Meanwhile, it's Moore, Bloom, Thurston, Garber, Paulison, top 5. There's Moore under attack now by Thurston, coming after him. Bloom as well off the corner.
Looking like to shaping up to be a good 3-way battle for 3rd as Moore and Bloom continue to pace themselves out in front of this field at the virtual Chicagoland Speedway.
There's Dennis Moore, the leader, from the back of the rear end of the camera, showing 2nd place Ryan Bloom, reeling him in like bait on a hook. Thurston behind him. And for the moment, they're all single file. No one jumping out of line until you get to around 6th and 7th position, where Jeff Stabnow and Robert Gamble. Aerial coverage for tonight's race high above the Windy City at Chicagoland is brought to you by LSR TV, your home for sim racing. And by the way, if you're interested in being a sponsor for any of the live sim racing TV coverage, whether it is the lineup, the 411, the weather conditions, the aerial coverage, contact livesimracing.com for a quote today. You'll be glad you did. Lap 7 of 134, and everyone right now quietly working their way around Chicagoland, as it is still more leading. There's the 94 of Casey Garber, the Oakley Sunglasses entry, sitting in the 3rd position. And now, watch at this battle, Caleb. That's Paulison, Daytona winner, coming after Thurston for 5th in turn 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Thurston there, but he lost a ton of time that lap, allowing Paulison to really reel him in, as Garber is one. Nice save from the 46 car, Sean Brightsman.
Dirt tracking it, my friend. What a save. Do you remember Speed Energy Drink? Do you remember that drink when it came out?
Yeah, Robbie Gordon had that all over his cars.
That's right. And it was also a proud sponsor of the Stadium Super Truck Series, if you remember, that Robbie Gordon created. Yes.
That is very factual. As Garber is actually running down the 2 leaders as we speak, so.
I used to be an endorser of Speed Energy Drink. I used to do some voiceover commercials for them back in the day, and I did a well, honey. Dennis Moore. Here comes Paulison and Thurston coming after each other. Actually, they're not out of business. They're still in business. They're just not nationally known as they were. Robbie Gordon put a lot of money into Speed Energy Drink when they did. But anyhow,
they put a lot of
another
collateral
Speed
damage when you went on TV.
Do what?
They had a lot of collateral damage when you went on TV. They had to lay low for a little bit.
I never went on television. I just did the voiceovers for their promos. Moore, Bloom, Garber, Paulison, Thurston, top 5. Stabnow in 6th position. Ten laps in. There's the best battle on the racetrack right there, Caleb. It is Paulison, Thurston, as well as Stabnow right there.
They're all
4th,
under a
5th,
virtual
6th,
blanket.
7th. Yep.
Gamble slowly losing this pack of 3, though, as Casey Garber still slowly running in the top 2.
Look at this battle continue as you see Brightsman, who was dirt tracking it earlier, getting in front of the 71. Is Aaron Cooper in front of him? Aaron Cooper has Robert Gamble in front of him. That's Gamble, Cooper, Harris, and Brightsman this pack, as well as Vining, the Catman. Down to turn 3.
I'm wondering how bad Brightsman is hating himself, because when you cook a right rear in an ARCA car, it is hard to cool it back down. These tires will fall off like a cliff, and you cannot get them back. And, I mean, I wonder if that's affecting him, but it's looking like it's not, so he might have found a way around it.
Speed Energy 46 of Brightsman. Winner last week, by the way, also. On the inside, Aaron Cooper, 71. He's there. Lap 15 completed when they come back around to the start-finish line. Brightsman and Harris. Don't count out Cooper. All these cars fighting for position. This is the best battle, Caleb Hall, on the racetrack. 5 cars going at it in turn number 3.
Brightsman took it, but Harris wanted it back as they have moved completely off the bottom line way back here, it seems like, as Cooper leading this charge of the middle with Brightsman behind him, and Harris is trying to find room as the 46 almost went to the outside of the 71 on the front straightaway.
Cars going below the bottom of the white line, like the double yellow line at Daytona or Talladega. It is fair and war. You can go below the line here in this track. And they're taking every advantage of it. Brightsman inside of Cooper. Vining inside of Harris. Little razzle-dazzle there as now Cooper plays defense on the bottom on Vining's car. And now Harris goes to the outside. 3 wide for a minute as Vining thought he was going to be the monkey in the middle between Cooper and Harris. Clowns to the left of me, Jokers to the right. And still stuck in the middle's Vining, but he still passed those other cars behind them. And now they'll fan back out single file as they hit the backstretch going to 3.
As while they battled, King, Lowther, and Daggett, all 3 of those cars caught that pack. It's just becoming a swarm back there from around the 8th to 14th spot.
Watching them up the racetrack. Garber up high. Paulison trying to get there. He's on the inside. And he is carrying all that pack with him of Paulison, Thurston, Gamble, Brightsman. He can reel them in, and there's another pack of Hungry Wolves behind them. And Stab now below the bottom of the line of the racetrack for Garber. They fight for third. They make contact. They hook one another. Garber and Stab now become entwined up into the catch fence and the virtual wall barrier. Both cars limping at a snail's pace back up to speed. Stab now still in the wall, riding up against the wall. No caution, by the way. Wow. We'll take a look at this replay. It's presented by Pulse, Poppers, Fish and Lures. Caleb Hall, what's your take of this, brother?
Honestly, I'm thinking Stab now is on board with him. I think he thought he was clear and just he was still there, and the hole closed very, very quickly and in the wall. And I think it broke the entire right front assembly off. That's why he couldn't keep it out of the wall. So tough break for him. That stinks, man. He was running really good, coming through the field, and just lost it all.
And now Stabnow's car all tore up. We're checking out the 24. A fast repair has been used, and that is obviously one fast repair given. But if something happens to him in the rest of this race, he could be done for.
Now that's a
Let's check on Garber as well. Let's check on Garber's car, 94. What's going on with Garber? The Oakley Sunglasses machine. There you see his Chevrolet. And I would say, honestly, if there's any damage, it would be probably on the right side of his car. But he also took a fast repair as well. But honestly, when Jeff Stabnow hooked in front of him, he just was kind of just giving a little glancing blow off the wall where Jeff Stabnow, Caleb, took a blunt of the impact.
Yeah, he definitely took most of the impact, but these ARCA cars are so fragile. It's like an egg. If you get in the wall a little bit, these cars are broken and you must fix them or it's going to be terrible and it will not turn. So I hate to see that for those drivers, but thankfully they had a fast repair and hopefully they keep their nose clean for the rest of the race.
And by the way, amongst all of them shenanigans that went on, no caution flag either. So they'll have to reset. No caution. They had to come and make a green flag pit stop. Caleb, you know what it's like to make green flag pit stops. You lose all of that valuable time on the racetrack. And, hey, you got to start all over again.
Yeah, getting into a situation like that sucks because Your confidence is gone. Knowing you're a lap down, it stinks. You honestly just go out there and ride. You don't really pay attention. You don't really care anymore. But unless you get that caution, that's when you get that sense of urgency and the confidence back. And hopefully for them two drivers, they could potentially get a caution. But as it's looking right now, we're having clean racing, but really good racing. As Dennis Moore is absolutely pulled away from Ryan Bloom 25 laps into this feature.
Certainly has. Moore is gone 2.5 seconds back. And remember, Dennis Moore, not a playoff driver. Just a Northwest competitor. And I believe the bonus is up for grabs for any full-time Northwest driver, even if they're in the playoffs or not. If they win the race, they get the $125 bonus. If no one wins tonight and it's another Northwest Cup or Truck regular, then, Caleb, it goes up to $150 next week. It has the chance to go up to $200 for the taking, but if nobody wins by the finale at Vegas.
I mean, that's a pretty decent chunk of change. I mean, I'm not sure of the rest of the payouts for this series, but $200 added on to whatever else you're going to get, that's a pretty good payday. I mean, and honestly, you're racing virtually. It's not like you're out there actually sweating. So $200 on the sim, that's pretty good, because at the end of the day, you're not buying real tires and you're not fixing real cars. So $200 is a pretty sweet victory when it comes to sim racing.
And remember, by the way, the finale will be at Vegas. The champion will be decided, and the determination from tonight's race from Chicagoland, the same as last week at Gateway. New Hampshire coming up, then Homestead. Those will determine the championship for the finale at Las Vegas. Drivers in blue, you see them on the legend, on the ticker. They are drivers that are in the playoffs. They are in the active top 4. Drivers that are in orange are outside the top 4, but are in the round of 8. And of course, you'll start seeing the greens and the reds whenever a Northwest ARCA playoff driver wins. But obviously, as we crunch the numbers down the stretch to probably New Hampshire and Homestead, Caleb, that's probably when you'll start seeing the red and the green on the ticker.
Yeah, I mean, right now, you're not going to see that because ARCA
still
has
too
one.
early.
Yeah, way too early. Way too early. And as it sits now, I mean, Bloom, he's setting himself up for another great points day. I mean, he's doing everything he has to do. And, I mean, it looks like he's pretty comfortable out there, even though he's in second so far behind Dennis Moore.
Good times, back straight away. Sean Brightsman inside. Robert Gamble on the outside lane. Working lap number 30, this time by 21 to the bottom of the racetrack as well of Tyler King. Normally he's in the Pills Oranges colors. That is a very unique color for Tyler King. We are 30 laps into ARCA Northwest action at Chicagoland of 134 laps, coming up on over 100 laps remaining. Let's give you your full-filled rundown. Dennis Moore leads. Brian Bloom is second. James Thurston third. Stephen Paulison is fourth, and Robert Gamble the top 5. Then it's Sean Brightsman, Tyler King, Dan Lowther, James Vining, Troy Daggett, and Aaron Cooper halfway through the field at Chicagoland, Caleb.
Frank Harrison, 12th, Scott Hutchinson, 13th, 14th, Dean Moore, 15th, Jake Millsap, 16th, BJ Duvall. Roy Grande, after getting into the grass earlier, is back up to 17th. Ray Fournier is in 18th. Russ Lundberg in 19th. Stabnow, Garber, and Kim will round out your 22-car field.
So there you go. That is the way it stands right now on the racetrack as we are currently 30 laps in. He is Caleb Hall. I'm Wesley Outland. Caleb, you can hear announcing from time to time at Franklin County Speedway. And you still score there as well?
I no longer score there. I actually no longer participate in any activities revolving a job there anymore. I put that all to the side, man. My dad still announces there. I mean, so Everything's good over there. I've just decided, you know, I have a daughter now, so I stay home.
Well, I know you got the baby.
Yeah.
Megan had the baby, and the baby changed your life. I know you're a young man, but you had that baby for sure. Yeah.
I did, and I mean, I have a graphics business online. I mean, it goes pretty well. It gets everything done, and starting real racing back. I'm finally getting back in the seat of actual race cars, so that'll be fun. So I don't really have time
Look
to
at this.
score and race. 3
Speaking
wide
of
down the
getting
back
back to
straightaway.
racing, yes, sir. Speaking of getting back to racing, they were 3 wide. They were going trick-or-treating there for a minute. Holy cow. And speaking of racing, by the way, coming up in February, I'm excited to be the voice of the new Sim 500 Racing League. It is for the first time ever coming to LSR TV. My longtime friend, Joey Katina, the Sim 500 Trans-Service Cup Series. It all kicks off in February 2022. LSR TV will also have a kind of steak, sizzle without the steak, in November with the winter series of the Sim 500 League. And also, coming back in January of 2022, NASRA returns, and it's actually going to be in November. January and November. We're just excited for them to come back. NASRA returns. NASRA returns back to LSR TV with the Cup and Truck Series. And of course, if you got a league or a special event coming up, contact us today, get a quote. And we're not talking about Geico. We're talking about LiveSimRacingTV.com. Yeah, we're not going to save you 50% or more. Anyhow, the race continues between Paulson and Breitzman.
Breitzman just has not been able to find a way around the 58 car of Paulson. He's tried and he's tried. He actually got up to the bumper a few laps ago. Surprised nothing altercated there, but he's keeping his cool, but also trying to get around him.
A quiet race so far with Dennis Moore out in front, Ryan Bloom in second. James Thurston, Stephen Paulson, Sean Breitzman. That's for 4th and 5th right now. You're watching that on the broadcast monitor. And we got a car in the grass. Look out. Trouble into the wall down below the bottom of the racetrack. Into the wall, slamming the wall. Again, I think that's Kim in 30. And no, it's the 91 of Scott Hutchinson. And the caution is not out yet. He's down below the bottom of the infield grass. This is the second time we've had a caution without a caution.
Ooh.
And look at him drive all up over the junk in the trunk of Aaron Cooper's car in 71.
He gave him a shot. Oh,
Look at Cooper. Oh, wow. Cooper closed, shut him off. And then he got into Harris. Harris kept going. And look at this. Bam! Into the wall. Trouble. Pity for your thoughts, Chief, as they say.
Hutchinson gave him a shot in the shorts, and it did not go well for him.
And no caution. He is driving cattywampus onto the pit lane, a.k.a. crab walking, as he comes in for probably a fast repair. We like the
Now
crab
Tyler
legs, don't we,
King
Caleb?
and Gamble racing together. Crab legs are good.
We like them crab legs. Nom, 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 nom.
A little bit of butter on them.
Seafood on the producer. SpongeBob, we're going to the Krusty Krab.
Cannibalism at its finest here on LSR TV.
Caleb does not
We have an
realize
amazing
that
race for 6th here.
Yeah. Don't change the subject. We talk about food. Okay, that's how wars get started.
We needed to change the subject.
down, and it's a great battle here between 54, and that's Robert Gamble, Dan Lowther, and Tyler King going at it. So far, 2 cautions that were hashtag fake news with no yellow flag thrown. There goes King on the inside. Great battle continuing. You know, Caleb, I called it. I know we haven't had any cautions, but I said I think Chicagoland is going to provide some really good racing. Just the aero package that even these ARCA cars provide. Honestly, if you want me to be honest, tune in to MAV TV tomorrow night, see the ARCA finale at Kansas, because Kansas is a lot like Chicagoland. It's just not 2 miles, it's 1.5 miles, and I think you're going to see the exact same thing. And actually, Chicagoland's 1.5 miles. So you're going to see the same type of a racing program there. And this iRacing event has not disappointed so far.
Yeah, you can tune into that. I'm going to be tuning into Pit Road TV to watch the Rodney Cook Memorial.
Ugh. Have fun with that. Aaron Cooper in the 71. Problems entering onto the pit lane. We'll watch this. I think he locked him up. Yeah, he just locked him up. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Look at you. Where are you going? Woo. Where are you going? Hey, I got to give him a perfect 10 for not hitting the cone, Caleb.
So green flag pit stops are coming. He started a train, but the train got derailed as the rest of the tow cars made it to pit road safely. As James Thurston is now your leader, Paulson in second, and Brightsman in third.
Here comes the 33 Lowe's machine on the pit lane as well, of Moore. Frank Harris is in. James Thurston and Dennis Moore now will move to first and second, because there's a whole bunch of cars on the pit lane. Dan Lowther is pitting. Trump Train on the sponsor of the BNSF Chevrolet. Thurston, Paulson, Brightsman, Daggett, Millsap. They've not pitted yet. There's the 85. There's Mr. Very proud of the one-thumb wonder, Will Duvall, the Mountaineer Duck. Originally from West Virginia, now resides in Oregon. He loves the Oregon Ducks.
As James Thurston now coming down pit road.
And obviously, he you know, Caleb, it's October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Real men wear pink, and real drivers sport pink. Well, you know, in this special month of October, they do that. But I just have to be honest and let you know that Will Duvall sports pink all the time. That color is his color car right there. It never changes.
Daggett now on pit road.
Yes. By the way, we're under 100 laps to go. Lap 67 will be halfway. This has been a fairly quick race. Caleb Hall making his debut. This is your debut tonight with LSR TV, isn't it, Caleb?
Yeah, this is my first day. This is my debut other than our real racetrack.
So does it make you feel comfortable knowing that you've worked with somebody like myself at real racetracks before in this iRacing broadcast type of magnitude? Make you feel comfortable?
I'm not sure. I mean,
like that.
I've always loved working with rookies in real life and on the sim, so, you know, you're no difference here.
Are you serious? Somebody disconnect him right now. Is it? You said you're the... Wow. You're brave. I have to say you've got a cockiness about you since you've had a kid. That's good. Paulson, Brightsman, Millsap, Moore. Bloom top 5 on the pit lane, and here comes Duvall now pitting.
Fournier
the
also
boss School of Dirt.
Fournier also visited pit road. He is now out, as the only cars yet to pit are Paulson, Brightsman, Millsap, and Moore. No, Moore has pitted. So only the top 3 have yet to pit, and they're getting chewed in very quickly.
Sean Brightsman up the racetrack inside. Paulson bottom. Gamble, look at that. Razzle dazzle, he made it work. King hung out to dry as they go 3 wide again. Below the apron, you can do that here. And that was Paulson.
That is just the amazing difference in fresh tires versus very, 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 very old and worn tires. As during that battle, Brightsman actually took the lead away from Paulson on the front straightaway, as now Thurston getting his lap back under green.
There are still cars pitting. Kim just pitted, and we have now, Caleb, 8 cars on the lead lap. And they're still, look at this battle. Brightsman and Paulson, they've been going at it like cats and dogs. Throw in Vining, that's the possum in the mix. And they're still battling. That's been the best battle on the racetrack all night so far, I think.
It has been. And this is the first true time that we've actually had a battle for the lead, because earlier Moore stretched it out and kind of stunk up the show. But now that the tires are wearing out, you got these fast cars that are a lap down from getting fresh tires now coming through here. It kind of separates it and kind of gives them a chance to race more for the lead, knowing that they're going to have to move over for these faster cars, as the 63 of Lowther tries to navigate his way around the 46 of Brightsman.
We are underway. We're going to go side by side so you do not miss a thing. Brightsman, Paulson, Moore, Millsap, and the top dog in points night, Ryan Bloom, who led early, now back. Your top 5. We'll go side by side, back with more coverage. Chicagoland, the ARCA Northwest Playoffs on LSR TV.
This is iRacing, the world's premier online racing game. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat to experience today's newest form of competitive motorsport, virtual racing, all from your home PC. Race virtually in indoor series from NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, the World of Outlaws, Aussie Supercars, and more. Take on legendary circuits like Daytona, Silverstone, and the Nürburgring. Join iRacing's global online racing community and get on track today at iRacing.com.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland, the face with the voice of the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the American iRacing League that you hear simulcasted on the Community Radio Network. And that's what we want to tell you about. We are excited to continue the partnership of covering esports on CRN, just like we do with all the other broadcasts that I cover in real life, like MAV TV, Short Track America, Speed 51 TV, Fox Sports Radio for college, high school sports. The Community Radio Network does the same thing. In addition to broadcasting real athletics, we're excited to be the radio voice of LSR TV's coverage of the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, presented by Tom Denchel Automotive Group, the American iRacing League, and special events along the way. It's very simple. On your web browser, laptop, tablet, or cell phone, go to wearecrn.com, click on play, and you are able to keep up with the action. It's very simple. The power of radio to the imagination of the listener. Check us out when you can. Esports coverage from LSR TV on CRN, the Community Radio Network, wearecrn.com.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best.
From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
Believe it or not, there is still more pit stops going on as Paulison exits off the pit lane. Millsap is finally in. Stabnow is in. Brightsman is just pitted. And now it cycles back around to Dennis Moore and Ryan Bloom. 1, 2, and 3. Caleb, you saw the cycle. You knew it was going to happen. 44 back out in front on lap 60.
He's back out in front and with a huge lead. When he pitted, it was a 2.5 second gap. Now in lap 62, after all the cycles are done, 8.6 to 8.8 seconds. That is almost a 6-second swing in just pit stops. That is absolutely amazing, as Dennis Moore is just absolutely blowing the competition out of the water tonight and proving that Chicagoland is his place.
Yeah, and could tonight be the night for Dennis Moore? I picked him to win the truck race on Wednesday. He came up 2 spots short. Actually, 3 spots short. He finished 4th.
Well, unless he has a catastrophic issue or we have a caution, which we haven't had, I think he's going to end up with this. My pick, Bloom. I mean, second place isn't bad. You're still going to come out of here with a points lead. I mean, right now, I mean, if I'm Bloom, I'm happy with where I am, but still wanting a caution to see if I have anything to challenge with Dennis Moore, who has absolutely just dominated this event from start to lap 64.
What's the lyrics to that song? I want it all and I want it now. More up the racetrack. Here comes now Daggett. Lap car on the bottom. Trying to get back on the lead lap, if you will. He's done it. He's fighting, though. This is for 10th. Brightsman also a lap down. Trying to run down Dennis Moore to get back on the lead lap, and he'll clear him. Up the racetrack, couple of more cars in the mist. And there's contact. Oh, boy, they were zigging and zagging, going all below the bottom of the racetrack at the top. Boy, that could have been crazy.
That was almost a catastrophic issue. I was just saying. I almost kind of cursed Moore right there, so that was a little sketchy.
That was definitely some willing and dealing to avoid. Oh, the leader's in the wall. Did you see Moore hit the wall? He's in trouble, guys. He might have an issue. Handling might be gone on the 44. The leader in trouble. And all the while, the 25. And that's the good thing. Whatever kind of problem that Moore has, he's got a window of about 6.5 seconds, because there is second place, Ryan Bloom. And unofficially, with Kevin Smith not being here, it's a good night so far for Ryan Bloom. Caleb, he might walk away with the points lead.
I mean, and honestly, when you're racing for a Final Four spot and your biggest competitor isn't here and you can put a points gap on him, that's a best case scenario. You come out here, amazing points day, and with us not knowing what Dennis Moore just did, he still has the chance of this win, as Moore's lead, it shrank by 2/10 last lap. We do not know what this race has in store, and Bloom still has an amazing shot at this race and potentially a championship shot.
And on this lap, next time by, we will be halfway home here. No caution has waved. Dennis Moore is the man out in front. We're halfway home in round 2 of the round of 8 for the Northwest ARCA Series, presented by Tom Denchel Auto Group at Chicagoland. Caleb Hall, I'm Wesley Outland, SpongeBob Charles in production. Rocket Media, LSR TV welcomes you. Here's your full-filled rundown as we sit halfway through this race here tonight. Dennis Moore leads, Ryan Bloom is second, James Thurston is third, Robert Gamble fourth, Tyler King is fifth, Dan Lowther is sixth, James Vining seventh, Sean Brightsman eighth, Frank Harris, 9th. Stephen Paulison is 10th. And Troy Daggett halfway through the field in 11th after halfway. Caleb, you here with us, brother? All right,
Hello?
Dean Moore is 12th. Ray Fournier is 13th. Aaron Cooper is 14th. Roy Grande, Jake Millsap, BJ Duval, Jeff Stabnow, Casey Garber, Russ Lundberg, Scott Hutchinson, and Tyler Kim is the full field rundown. One truck did not start. That's Judd Wakefield. There are 15 trucks on the lead lap right now, as we are just about 3 laps after halfway on lap number 70 now, this time by being completed.
That's a
And
cutout
Caleb,
right there.
what's your take of the first half of the race, bud?
First half has been amazing. I mean, we had those 2 almost cautions, which they ended up not being. We had green flag pit stops, and we had Dennis Moore put on an absolute pit stop clinic, putting 6 seconds on Ryan Bloom, which is astronomical in any sense of any form of racing. 6 seconds in 1 pit stop, I mean, that's amazing.
.72 of 134 laps now being worked on. Caution free. But can I mind you say caution free only because the Banana Republic flag hasn't waved over the field? We've had some calamity. We had a moment where Jeff Stabnow hooked up with Casey Garber, and they had contact into the wall, into the safer wall barrier in turn number 1 and 2. Garber Stabnow had to come to the pit lane, take on a fast repair. Or how about when Aaron Cooper spun entering on the pit lane, had to lock it up to avoid a pit road speeding penalty? Or what about whenever we had that near miss between Dennis Moore and Thurston and Gamble and King about wrecking each other, fighting for spots? Brightsman dirt tracking and getting sideways off of turn number 2. Oh yeah, there's been opportunities for the caution. It just ain't fell yet, Caleb.
I mean, we also had Grande politely mowed the grass for Chicagoland Speedway. I mean, he saw a patch that they missed. He took it upon himself to do that, then came back out onto the racetrack and started passing cars again.
And remember when Hutchinson hit the wall and crashed as well in 91? But no caution. So there you go. 5 scenarios of a yellow, but no Banana Republic flag was waved. And we're working lap 75, coming up in a few more laps. This is probably one of the fastest ARCA Northwest races on record we're in so far. We've only been on the air for an hour.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. That just, once again, I've said it all night, it shows the skill in the series. I mean, yes, they've had calamity, they've touched, they've rubbed, they've raced. They've had mistakes, but once again, like you said, the caution has yet to fly. And that's what fans, viewers, us, racers, the owner of the series, that's all you can ask for. Great racing with no yellows.
Dan Lowther, good run for him right now in 7th, by the way. Biggest thing for his career in Northwest was when he won the playoff finale, or won the finale race to make it into the playoffs. Dan Lowther won that race in the 63 car at Talladega last year. 76 of 134 laps. James Vining right behind him. The Catman making a good run tonight. He put the cat in the closet, locked the door. And the Halloween 333 looking good in the number 8 position right now.
Think he's got a litter box inside that car?
I believe those are the horror colors. He's representing horror movies for Halloween. What does that say? Asian dying?
I'm not too sure.
As I lay dying.
Oh, as I lay dying.
As I lay dying. That's wow.
Way to go, Wesley.
As I lay dying. I'm sorry, I couldn't tell from far away.
Far away. Wow. Wesley is he's just cracking tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Simple as that.
Well, when we zoomed in, it says as I lay dying. I thought it said something else. But anyhow, there's James Vining. We're zooming in. Okay, you prove your point. There you see the 63 Trump train on that car. American BNSF
you got
Chevrolet.
that one right.
Yes, sir. I did. Yes. I love how these ARCA Northwest guys let them be a figure of speech and decorate their cars as they choose to have. So, freely.
They do. We literally just saw two different sides of the spectrums of cars. A horror moving and someone dying, and then a former president of the United States.
Yeah. Thurston up to third, and there you see him. Caution! Yellow is out. We got a caution. First of the night. Yellow flag waves. We'll find out what happened here. Who are you? Caution is called. Was there a competition caution on lap number 80? I don't think there was. I never got the memo. Is it Garber? Casey Garber, the 94. We're thinking it's Casey Garber. See what happened to the 94. Remember, he got in an accident earlier with Stab now when the caution never got through. Roy Grande behind him.
If the caution's out then,
It might be Russ Lundberg. You're already looking at it, though, under caution. The caution's already out. You might need to go back. Oh, wow, there's the caution. Oh, my goodness, Russ Lundberg into the wall, coming off of the pits. And that's why we go under caution. 129. Oh, yeah, Caleb, everybody's coming down the pit lane, I believe.
oh yeah, they all want those 4 fresh tires, and I'm about to see if Dennis Moore is just that good on pit stops, because he got in the box superbly as they're now putting the left side tires on that 44 machine, and oh wow, there's just no competition for his pit skills. He can get in hard and leave hard, and that's just, for green flag pit stops, that's amazing, and also for regular pit stops, amazing as well. The hard craft to perfect, and he's done it.
And another good run by Dennis Moore as the Beaver State Racing entry, pulling back out in the lead in that 44 machine. So we'll settle it up for you here and get ready for a restart, probably around lap number 85, after the caution comes out again. And this time, after Russ Lundberg hits the wall, wallops the wall on the safer wall barrier, virtually here out of turn 1 and 2. It looked like he was exiting off the pit lane. Remember, there was that commit cone down at the bottom. You have to commit to that. We actually had a driver, a pro driver, playoff driver, contender, Caleb, Dan West Jr., suffer a penalty on Monday night at Gateway because he overshot the commitment cone. There's a blend line cone, and he got busted with a blend line infraction penalty for entering back onto the racetrack before he passed that blue cone. And rookie mistakes, you cannot make them, especially in the playoffs and when you're in contention to race for the championship.
Yeah, penalties can ruin a season as much as a win can help a season. Penalties you definitely do not want, as do we have people stay out here, or are they getting their wave around after being a lap down?
Well, here's the thing. If there's cars a lap down or more and they did not pit, they get the opportunity to be in front of the leader and they get the wave around. So we'll wait for the one to go indication to be given. When the lights go off on the pace car, then we'll probably see these drivers speed up and bypass the pace car, which is probably going to happen here right about now, because I'm thinking lap 85 will be the restart, as we are seeing that happen right now. Here you see it, the wave around. You're exactly right. And remember, the free pass is for the car a lap down or more, what used to be called the lucky dog. The wave around is for cars a lap down or more that if they choose not to pit, stay in front of the pace car, in front of the leaders, when the one to go indication is given, they have the option, obviously, and they're going to take it, Caleb, to bypass the pace car, get their lead back, get back on the lead lap, or get one of their laps back and try to get back in this thing.
Yeah, and I'm kind of excited to see what Bloom can do. Maybe he was just feeling it out, riding, because he knows that he could potentially walk away with the championship lead, get comfortable, and stretch it out where he doesn't have to stress as he goes into the next few races until Las Vegas. And maybe Dennis Moore is just that good, and we might not have a challenge for the lead, and we'd have to look farther back, which we've had amazing racing for third on back all night long.
After the first caution of the race, green flag, lap 84 completed. Working lap 85. We're back to it again at Chicagoland.
Wesley, after 80 or so laps of that great racing, we only have 50 left. This race has went by so fast. I mean, it's been ridiculously fast. I mean, this is amazing.
Watch it become now cautions breed cautions, and there it is. Yellow flag, I called it. Caution's out.
Oh, no.
Caution is out.
Oh,
no, it's BJ Duvall.
He was doing so good.
Not officially confirmed yet. That's still hashtag fake news, but I got a feeling it's Will Duvall. The Mountaineer Duck. Better than the Disco Duck of Rick Dees. Watch this. All up under Aaron Cooper. Aaron on the outside, Duvall on the bottom. Come on.
Caution's
no, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Will. Fake news. He wasn't the cause of the caution. Are they calling the restart back? Was the restart bad, do you think?
I mean, I'm not up to specs with the restart rules, but I wouldn't see why they are. And
Sean Brightsman's on the pit lane, guys. Did Sean Brightsman wreck in the
Frank
46?
Harris, Rondé Cooper, a bunch of these guys are going to be your wave arounds getting those fresh tires that they did not get under the last caution due to the fact. So, but Brightsman, he wasn't lap down. He got his lap back under green. So, wow. Actually,
I
just
wonder if
saw
Brightsman was a part of it.
I mean, we just saw damage fix on the 46, so potentially, but
yeah,
I'm not sure. We haven't got the official word yet.
Will Duvall coming in. We thought he was the caution, but he wasn't. I apologize, Will. The Mountaineer Duck.
That does make me wonder, though, on where Brightsman got that damage from, because I thought he's ran a pretty clean race so far, other than getting 90 degrees sideways earlier.
All right, they found it. Good job in the production truck. The Pulse Poppers instant replay. We'll find out what happened here to the 46. Watch the restart. Sean Brightsman. He might have zigged when he should have zagged, and he got up under Frank Harris. Vining 3 wide. He ran out of room. Oh, my goodness.
That's where it was. Wow.
Harris and Brightsman. That's where it took place. You're right.
They just got it saved so quickly, we never caught it because we didn't see it. But that was if the production crew would have never panned over to Brightsman in pit road, we would have never guessed that he potentially could have been part of the caution.
That's right. Of course, you're all used to the Northwest Cup and Truck, and even ARCA on times with the bells and whistles and the cameras. Obviously, this is Samuel off tonight, and this is Caleb's debut, so we wanted to try to make it as simple as possible. So the camera will be back on Monday night. Hey, by the way, also Halloween night, October 31st. It's not on the 31st. Why did they change the day? Okay. We'll talk about that then. Dennis Moore and James Thurston, Brian Bloom. All right, now your top three. And there is a event scheduled now for October the 30th. I thought it was on Sunday, October 31st, but they've moved it. Yeah, I'm not doing it. Sorry, can't. Real Racing. Find someone else. Maybe Caleb can do it.
I also can't. I will also be Real Racing on the 30th.
Well, see, Caleb's not available. Lights are off. I wish that I will keep your dates. Here we go. Lights are off for the pace car. So again, the race on Halloween is now on October 30th. I was supposed to be working that October 31st event, but that's obviously a scratch
Eve.
now. So Halloween Eve. My dad's birthday, October 30th. Lights are off on the pace car, and they are starting single file. Do you know this, Caleb? They're not doubled up for the restart. They're single file.
And I'm not. That's just sort of space to fill it out a whole lot, but I think since it was a quickie caution, it might have triggered iRacing to do this. I'm not 100% sure on how the format is for this league, but that's usually how it works. And I think this is only going to benefit more because he can now either go whenever he wants, and he has nobody to his outside to challenge him off into turn one.
Single file restart. Shades of what NASCAR was back in the early day. No longer that 2x2x2. We're back at it again. How long will it stay single file is the question. Dennis Moore pulling away from the field into 1 and 2 on the restart. We're working lap 90 this time by.
As Bright's been making his way back to the field after getting into the contact earlier with the 11 car of Frank Harris. Harris now slipping back as Duvall's going to pass him, and Aaron Cooper trying to follow suit, with Grande also tucking in behind the 71.
Lap 90, Duval and Harris battle. Vining right there, along with Grande. You want some tacos?
Ooh, Duval took a big swing up the racetrack on the front straightaway. I thought he was going to clip the 71 of Aaron Cooper. That almost got hairy really quick.
Thurston and Bloom right there. First, second, and third as they watch Dennis Moore ride off into the sunset. Well, that's, darkness, actually. It's a moonlight afternoon drive, if you will, for sure. Yeah, there's not a moon. I think I see cloud. Hey, Caleb, what do you think of the new iRacing updates coming soon on the Week 13 update that is going to include weather delays, rain? You can actually do iRacing and run in the rain.
Well, apparently it's not confirmed, but I do like that being added. It is a part of realism in real racing that needs to be on the sim.
Yeah.
iRacing, I mean, they're striving to be better. They add a lot of new things. They're slowly starting to fix some of the things that the community has wanted for a while. I've been excited for iRacing to take that swing from pushing to get more new content, and now they're getting new content along with creating the interface easier, and it's like they're taking the complexity out of it and putting the simplicity into it. So, I mean, a person like Wesley Outland could potentially get on here and race with ease. So, I'm really...
I don't think so.
iRacing is striving.
I announce for
don't think you could do
iRacing.
it?
That's all I do.
You don't
I
think
don't
you
have
could do it?
time to do it. I don't. No, I don't think I could. I mean, maybe, but I just.
I mean, you could be our in-car reporter, like right now. You could be racing out there with these guys.
I'll be the infield care reporter. The infield care. Our producer SpongeBob Charles said that I'd become your infield reporter for the infield care center, not the infield. Oh well, I just honestly, as we come up on 40 laps to go here, honestly, Caleb, I've just never had any desire to want to race in iRacing. I just announced, that's it. You know, and what blew people away for so long, and even to this day, Caleb, I don't have iRacing. I do not have iRacing.
And, you know, before, I think my interview was Friday, or like last Friday, potentially. Can't really remember. I didn't even know that, like, what went into this. And you honestly don't even need iRacing. So if you want to commentate, if you have prior experience, contact us. You don't even need the service. I mean, it's real simple, real easy. They do a great job over here. It's straightforward, sure.
And the laps ticking away. Look at this one. That's the 54. Robert Gamble, good run for him tonight, but closing in is Dan Lowther. And also Ryan King, Tyler King.
Oh, in the wall. Oh, that was almost
Contact,
calamity on the
it.
front stretch.
Wow. Can you say, first you say it, then you do it.
Troy Daggett, that was an amazing save for getting in the wall. Almost collecting Roy Fournier. That was super, super, super close. As while this is happening, second to about fourth, fifth possibly, is starting to close in kind of into a blanket as Bloom potentially might have a challenge here soon from Robert Gamble.
Moore, Thurston, Bloom, top three, lap 100. Time to show what you got, Caleb, because it's coming down to crunch time here at Chicagoland.
You might as well turn on the afterburners and put these Goodyear Eagles to the test, because if anybody wants to challenge Dennis Moore, they have to do it now, because his lead is only growing. The domination that he has put on today at the virtual Chicagoland Speedway is outstanding and remarkable. He has came to this ARCA series with these very talented drivers and shown that when it comes to Chicagoland and these ARCA cars, he is the one to beat, and he is not to be messed around with, as Thurston, Bloom, Gamble, and King, which round out your top five, cannot challenge him at all. They have nothing for the 44 of Dennis Moore, and it's getting nasty out front. But hopefully, soon, maybe Bloom can get up there to Thurston. They can get the racing, which will allow Gamble and King to get up there. We still have the making for a very good race with this top five, as Brightsman now closes in on Paulson, and Lowther's right there in front of them.
31 laps to go now when they come across the start-finish line. 31 remaining. Working 30 to go now with Moore, Thurston, Bloom, Gamble, King, top 5 as Caleb mentioned. Obviously, we get a LRC. It'll change everything. Dennis Moore does not want that. That's one of the things we talked about. He was my pick for the trucks at Gateway, Worldwide Technology on Wednesday night. I was picking Dennis Moore. Got involved in an accident with Jeff Stabnow. Had to work his way back through. And he was able to climb and get a 4th place top 5 finish. And I literally said the same sentiments, Caleb. Dennis Moore building up his legacy in iRacing, and his talents are showing. And tonight is no different. Sean Brightsman, Stephen Paulison. Here we go, battling again. Haven't we mentioned that several times tonight? Oh, and by the way, Lowther and Vining, they're right around them again too.
Thurston is starting to put a little bit, well, not a little bit, a decent amount of gap on Bloom. Bloom has also spaced himself away from Gamble, but King has now caught that 54 car. But Lowther and Brightsman are also coming for those top 4 spot, or 4th place spot, as Gamble could potentially go from 4th to 7th, and if Paulson follows through, potentially 8th. You can't mess up here because Gamble is one of those guys in the playoffs. He is not inside the top 4 though, as your ticker shows. He's racing right now, and I mean, he's got the stuff. 4th, not that bad. In this, and the talented drivers that we have in this series, in this race, 4th right now is not bad at all. If we took more out of the picture, as King almost got into him, he's really running 3rd because the race for the lead is gone. And Thurston, Bloom, Gamble, and King, Lowther, Brightsman, they're all semi-close. Lap times, they're all even. It just depends on who fires off better and who can get out better.
Lap 108. 107 completed. There goes Tyler King inside, looking at Gamble. 54. A good run for Campbell, but King trying to get the 3rd for 4th. And well, that goes on. Lowther, Brightsman right behind them, side by side, both of those cars. And side by side behind them. Final commercial break. And we will take you to the finish, to the checkered flag. Here at Chicagoland, Dennis Moore looking for another ARCA Northwest win. He's got 25 laps or less to get it done, and we'll bring it to you when we return on your home for sim racing.
This is our series,
So many different pieces that you have to watch out for.
where the stakes are always higher,
$300,000.
where virtual meets reality,
How bad do you want it?
They're wasting no time getting at it.
where the best thrive and the flawless win. This is the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series.
Every customer, every single time, needs to get our very best. From moment one, my goal managing a team here in the dealership is to make sure that that customer's experience is the very best that they've ever had. We expect and demand total transparency. There should never be a time in that transaction where the customer is wondering or not quite sure of what they're buying or what they're paying or those sorts of things. And having that transparency and doing things the right way is super important.
Taking it to the finish from here, Caleb Hall, Wesley Outland. Rocket Media, LSR TV, SpongeBob Charles in production, and we're ready to bring this one on home for a midnight snack as they're going to go 3 wide. King in the middle. Look out, Lowther. Oh, below the apron, he gets under Brightsman. Oh, that could have been bad. He saved it, though. Good work there, Caleb. They're single file now. Or are they?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. They were going to close in at one point. Some of the drivers were faster than others. It was going to close into a swarm as Lowther is trying to navigate his way around Tyler King, as Brightsman was able to do. Lowther is now trying to do it as, like I said, Paulson was one of those cars that was kind of straggling back, but if they got through racing, he was going to come up here and challenge for the 7th, 6th, 5th place, as also the 333 eventing also starting to show his strut and starting to strut his stuff up in here into this contest. This has the, I mean, honestly, this is going to get down to the finish. Simple as that.
20 laps to go next time by, but they come back to the restart, to the start-finish line. Two cautions stopping the race so far. 2 after what was a long 85-lap green flag run. And now we settle in for the final 20. There's Tyler King, ready to make a move outside the top 10. He's in 6th, trying to go after Brightsman and Gamble for 5th and 4th. Caleb, if you're Thurston or Bloom, what are you thinking right now? What can you do to try to run down Dennis Moore? You see the interval between them.
I think at this point, if I'm in the seat, the race is over for me. I mean, the tires, they basically hit their cliff. They're not getting any better or any worse. What you've got is what you got. It's going to take a huge mistake from Moore, which he did earlier by getting in the wall. It cost him around half a second to 0.8 of a second by getting into that wall. I mean, it always has the potential to happen again. I mean, nobody's perfect. So Moore, he's got 18 laps. I mean, that's a lot of trips around this 1.5 miles at Chicagoland Speedway to mess up. You got to hit a perfect corner every time to keep that interval the same, and to not allow Thurston or Bloom or even a Gamble or Brightsman, as Brightsman now passes Gamble down the back straightaway. You've got to keep that lead. And for Thurston and Bloom, you've got to maintain just in case he makes that mistake. But if I'm sitting there right now, these 17 laps, they can go by as quick as they want because I've came out of here with a clean car and a good finish.
Moore, Thurston, Bloom. And there you see Brightsman and Gamble. You better use that speed energy to run away from the Joker mobile. And there is also Paulson hooking up with Jeff Stabnow all up under his back door. Getting all that junk in his trunk in his front. Uses it for a slingshot. Engaged on the inside. 24 trying to get around Paulson. Daytona Cup winner. Put him now back in 15th. Well, actually, Stabnow is a lap down.
He's battling
amongst all these cars. He's battling amongst all these lead lap cars. Get the heck out of the way. Get out of the way, Jeff.
If he was an lap down low, he'd be sitting pretty in 8th.
Well, here's the thing. If the caution was to come out, and that's the thing, he's racing to stay at the tail end of the lead lap. He's 1 lap down. If the caution was to come out, he would be the first car to get the wave around or the free pass. $15 to go.
We can call it the
CRN on the outside
radio
of
free
turn
pass.
4. Do what? No, we have the CRN 1 to go. It's already taken. Sorry.
Well, you can you can give a little more cash. I mean, you got it.
Don't be trying to make me spend more money than I already do, Caleb. Come on now.
Okay.
Hey, Charles. Charles already tries to do that to me. 14 to go. By the way, coming up will be the finish line post-race report. I hope not. I created it. Oh, cool. Well, we can get out of here and quickly. Inside, Frank Harris, bottom of the racetrack. James Vining on the outside. I'm ready to see my new graphic you created. 13 to go. Moore, Thurston, Bloom, Brightsman, Gale, our producer. Gets in top 5. It's like I just said I was looking forward to seeing it. I want to see it. We have a new graphic he's creating for the finish line post-race wrap-up show.
While he's making that graphic, Brightsman's looking to wrap up a 4th place here. He's going to pass Gamble and heavily put him in his mirror, as if Gamble doesn't watch with his battle. Tyler King's going to get up there and also give that 54 a run for his money, because these spots are valuable, and for Gamble being in the playoffs, he cannot allow Brightsman to get around him. And right there, muscling his way back to the outside, getting Brightsman loose with the air off the spoiler. Brightsman actually lost another spot right there to Tyler King, and now he's under attack from Dan Lowther off of turn 4.
Look at that gaggle of traffic working their way with 10 laps to go. Cross the line. Look at Brightsman, Lowther. Boy, oh boy, it's getting antsy. That is kind of hairy coming out of turn 4. Caleb, that's where an accident start. I think people got impatient with Sean Brightsman and said, I got to get around you, buddy. I got to get around you. Tyler King's trying to get around Gamble. Lowther's trying to get around King. They're getting impatient off of the corner.
I think Brightsman might have burned his stuff up, as Lowther looks he might have tank slapped the wall there. As Stab now had to check up for that. Brightsman, he might have burned his stuff up, or he might have just taken a lap to readjust, take a breather, and replan how he can go back up there, attack, and try to get 4th place back from Gamble, as he's now looking to the outside of Tyler King going off into turn 1.
Eight laps to go. Brightsman off the wall. Dirt tracking it. Rear end into the concrete right in front of Gamble's car. Seven to go.
Brightsman's going to try this high side again with Gamble, and I'm not sure if it's going to work. It might, though, as he's going to have a run down the back straightaway off into turn 3. He has a nose on him, Wesley.
Inside 54, Gamble after Brightsman. 6 to go. You better go now. As always, aerial coverage for tonight's race, presented by LSR TV. Contact SpongeBob Charles if he doesn't choke producing. Into 3-5 cars in that blanket. Does anybody got anything for Dennis Moore? The interval is opening. Thurston in second. 5 laps to go. There is an open hand shown to the field, and that means 5 circuits are left in this race. 3 cars fighting. You're watching it up above. Gamble along with Lowther. And there goes Tyler King. Boy, Caleb looked like he about got in the wall again going into turn number 3.
I mean, they are really, really, really pushing it close to this wall. They're leaving it all out there. They're just leaving. I mean, they have nothing to lose. 5 to go. As Stab now getting around Brightsman. As Stab now is a lap down. I mean, he's coming to this field. If he wasn't a lap down, Stabnow would be sitting pretty.
Three laps to go. Working off turn 4. Razzle dazzle. Here comes Brightsman trying to get under Stabnow, the lap car. Jeff Stabnow shows how strong his car is. And he is hoping for a caution. Stabnow's in the grass. He didn't want to be the caution. Jeff Stabnow in the grass on the bottom of the infield. And he is in the pits. He's had enough.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. If he just pulled off the racetrack or what.
He drove off the track. You saw that. Dennis
Well,
Moore
yeah, but
for the Beaver State. Coming off turn number 4. This time by the CRN. 1 to go. Tomorrow, Millbrook, Clayton Volleyball State Playoffs, round 1, 2 p.m. 3:45 Eastern is coverage from Dillon of the Fall Spectacular. We are CRN.com. Caleb, final time around for Dennis Moore.
Dennis Moore has dominated this race from start and now to finish, as he's going to come around turn 4 for the final time to take the victory in the ARCA series by almost 2.5 seconds. Pure domination for Dennis Moore in 44.
Checkered flag. Dennis Moore wins it here tonight at the Chicagoland Speedway. And remember, he races in Cup and Truck in the Northwest as well. Could it be shades of what we could see him do come Monday and Wednesday night? The rest of the field coming across the line. James Thurston will finish in second, ironically, in car number 2. Good run for James Thurston. And Caleb, we now prepare for you to witness the greatest thrill in iRacing sport. We call it the Northwest Send-Off. High five, send-off. Watch this. Let him celebrate it first. Big win for, yeah, look at this, going in reverse. Ain't that cool, Caleb? Going in reverse.
In the wall and everything.
I don't know what that's all about.
Oh!
He's just happy to be here. You know? Oh, he just took out Frank Harris. Look out!
Oh, wow. Well, there's your infield care center report right there, Wesley. You might want to run from the booth to the care center. Oh, Thurston! Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Calamity. Bloom and Thurston. Thurston is decapitated. We need the LSR TV ambulance now to the front stretch.
This is what we call the Northwest High Five Salute. Who's going to get airborne? Oh, wow. James
Wesley,
Viney,
this reminds me of the IndyCar race at Franklin County.
Oh, without a doubt. All you need is the Benny Hinn music and the Benny Hill music and the Wipeout theme. Look, who's going to hit this one? Watch this. He's coming.
Oh. Oh, he's stuck in
somebody
him.
Needs to hit them. Somebody needs to hit them head on, man. Like, hit them head on. Dennis Moore is still burning.
There it is. Oh, my God.
Paulison with a door slam.
Ask and you shall receive. Oh,
he got all that junk in his trunk and slammed in the front, and they are crashing like it's Daytona on the tri-oval. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Unofficial results from Chicagoland. Dennis Moore is your winner. James Thurston, 2.5 seconds back in second. Ryan Bloom is third. Sean Brightsman is fourth. Robert Gamble, the top 5. Then it's Dan Lowther, Tyler King, Frank Harris, James Vining, Stephen Paulison. The top 10, Caleb, separated by almost 15.5 seconds.
11th was Troy Dack at 18 seconds behind Aaron Cooper, Ray Fournier, Jake Millsap, Dean Moore. Those are your top 15 cars. Moore was the first person 2 laps down. We had no one a lap down as Stamnell ended up getting his lap back. Well, actually, no. He pulled off the racetrack. That's right. He was 3 laps down. Hutchinson, 4 laps down. Lundenberg, I'm sorry. 9 laps down. Grande, 11 laps down. I think he had another grass appointment on the front stretch because we need to clean up there. And Duval, 29 laps down in 20th. Casey Garber, Tyler Kim, and Judd Wakefield, who did not participate tonight. He decided to stay on the pit box and watch. That is your 23 cars for the results from the Northwest ARCA Series from Chicagoland.
We will take a quick break and we will grab our top 3 and get ready for what is the finish line post-race show. Stick around, we'll grab our top 3 and wrap things up from the Windy City Virtual iRacing Chicagoland. Dennis Moore, the big winner. Welcome back to coverage of the Northwest iRacing ARCA Series. And it is time for the finish line post-race show. Supposed to be post-race wrap-up. Anyhow, Caleb Hall, Wesley Outlet here with you. We're going to grab word with our top 3. Remember, Finish Line is a Fox Sports Radio show production every Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 Central on your home for sim racing. All right. Let's go to Victory Lane. We'll grab a word in a few moments with the bonus man, Dennis Moore. Third place, though, first to Ryan Bloom. Ryan, you'll finish third. Good run. And what happened? Oh, Ryan Bloom, third place. Good run for you. And in addition to that, you are also going to carry home some nice bonus money for winning as a regular ARCA Northwest driver. That's Dennis Moore. But Ryan Bloom, for you, tied with Kevin Smith. He wasn't here. You're going to walk away with the lead.
Am I on?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, the points lead's nice. Man, I just really want to get a win before the last race. But yeah, I'll take a third place finish for sure, and move on to the next race. And not sure exactly where I'm at in points as far as head of the cutoff, but it's looking good so far, and just keep plugging away at it and just try to get better.
I think we lost Caleb. Caleb does not have a. Well, I'll just bring you back in here again, Ryan. The race tonight was so exciting, so intense. 2-3 wide racing. Brightsman was there, all around each other. Your take of this race, Ryan, and finishing on the podium at the end of this tonight.
Yeah, the restarts were crazy. I didn't think I've got great restarts there in the beginning and kind of the middle of the race there, but kind of fell in line and tried to get in the rhythm and just end up following Dennis the whole night, and then James at the end. And but yeah, I think there was a lot of racing behind me and at the start of the green flag runs. But yeah, overall it was a lot of fun, and congratulations Dennis, and $125 was good for him.
All right, man. Well, thank your sponsors, and it's on to the Cup and ARCA races tonight. Cup and Truck on next Monday and Wednesday. Final question, and you can thank your sponsors. What do you take from this race to prepare for that?
I don't know. This setup was kind of started off loose for me and then tight, and I just don't know if it'll translate over to the other cars because they're quite different. But you know, just getting a feel for the track and the lines to run is always helpful, and just always having that seat time is always, you can take that forward. And as far as my sponsors, just want to thanks again to Tom Dental Auto Group and their support in the series and the providing the pot that went to Dennis tonight. So it's pretty cool for them, and so go ahead and check out TomDentalAutoGroup.com. Wide selection of vehicles, you know, online. They deliver, so it's great dealership to buy from. So, and also you guys, LSR TV, you guys do a standing job, and appreciate your support and showing the broadcasts. And just real quick, shout out to teammates, Defension Racing, all the guys there. They've been a lot of help and with strategy and throughout the year. And even though Kevin's not here tonight, I just want to give a shout out to him. He's definitely made me a lot better racer this year, and it's been a lot of fun competing with him, and look forward to competing with him in the next few races. So thanks again.
All right, there's Ryan Bloom again after tonight's ARCA Northwest race. He will come away with the points lead. Good run for him in the number 25 machine here at Chicagoland. Runner-up in the race was James Thurston, car number 2 in P2. James, take of the event, 150 laps. Think you would have got him? Are you happy with second?
First off, congrats to Dennis. He was definitely the car of the field. There was no way I was going to catch him. He just checked out right from the green flags and was way out there. I actually didn't even think I had a chance at second with Ryan, the way he was running in the early part of the race. I think I just got a good restart and was able to defend those opening laps. But overall, I was really happy with it. I like this track, and we'll take it into hopefully Monday night.
Caleb, got a question for James Thurston?
Oh, yeah. James, after that long green flag run, Well, during it, did you ever think that a caution was going to come out that would give you a chance at possibly challenging Ryan and Dennis?
During the first run, I had figured I was going to bid after about lap 45. I saw them go in, and for some reason I decided to stay out a few more laps, and I think that cost me a lot of distance with them on fresh tires, and then I had to deal with traffic getting through it. So even if we would have stayed green, I don't think I would have had it, especially when I goofed up my my first pit stop.
James, it seems like, bud, you really improved since running these ARCA Northwest races as well to help you with Northwest Cup and Truck. Your thoughts on that?
Well, like Ryan said, anytime you can get seat time in these cars and on the track, it definitely helps. It's been a rough year for me, not racing as often as I want to, but hopefully I'll be able to finish out the season now that we've got some stability here. But it's a lot of fun running these cars. So.
All right, man. Thank your sponsors.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank Tom Denschel Auto Group for sponsoring all three of the series. It's been great having them step up and provide the bounty, so to speak, that Dennis was able to win tonight. Got to thank Tool for Forza on the Hood. They're a group of sim racers that I've been with since 2004 on the old Forza platform. And then, of course, LSR TV. You guys do a fun broadcast every night. I enjoy watching it even when I'm not able to race it. So thanks to everybody. And then again, also thanks to all the guys in the Northwest Series. They are a bunch of class acts, great to race around, and you know you're going to have a clean race with them.
Well, there's the thoughts of James Thurston. Again, he will finish in the number 2 position here tonight in Car 2, getting better in Northwest competition. Victory lane we go. Winner, $125 bonus, and a great drive for the man of the number 44 machine for Beaver State Racing. That is Dennis Moore. Dennis, congratulations. You wanted it more. A big win for you, bud, in the 44 car.
Yeah, thanks, Wesley. It was a lot of fun. The track was fun. I mean, like those guys said, the car started off loose, got really tight in about lap 30 or so. Last night I did about a 20 lap run with Ryan, and he absolutely smoked me. I'm like, oh man, I don't have a chance tomorrow night. So before the race, I actually got on and did a 45 lap run to see how the car was going to react over that long run, and it definitely paid dividends. Yeah, and I'm really excited about the $125 that I paid for my racing for the year.
Yeah, you definitely smoked the field tonight, and you got a sweet victory of $125. I mean, after you got going, did you think that potentially they could catch you, or did you just know after that a little bit like, hey, you know, I'm the better one here, and if I just keep my nose clean and race smart, I've got this?
Honestly, I thought Ryan was going to catch me after 20 laps. After what I saw last night, he was really consistent on the long run and knew how to save his tires. But I started off better than I did last night. I tried to burn the tires off the first 5 laps. I had a time in mind that I wanted to run for the first 4 or 5 laps. I met that time. It helped out on the long run for sure.
Well, Dennis, in addition to that, buddy, you get the big bonus money. How did it feel to finally break that battle for the bonus that Tom Denschel Auto Group provided, and obviously getting a win here and using it for your improvement in the Northwest Cup Series as well on Monday nights?
Yeah, absolutely. This ARCA Series has paid dividends to my career, or my racing in the Northwest Racing Series. We've been fast every week in the Cup and in the trucks especially. I don't run the Cup cars as often as I'd like to, but the trucks I think drive similar to this, but depending on the setup. The cars get tight just like the trucks do on the long runs usually, and anytime you beat Sean and Jeff at any track in any series, it's huge because those guys are extremely fast.
All right, man. Well, thank your sponsors and congratulations to you. And here comes the money coming your way from Kevin Smith and Tom Denschel Auto Group. Good run tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it. First, I'd like to thank Tom Denschel Auto Group for putting the bounty out there, and it got up to $125, and I guess it's coming to me, so that's pretty cool. I want to thank the Beaver State guys, Tyler, Stephen. My brother's back from deployment. With that, I want to thank those guys who are in the military for all they do. We wouldn't be able to do this without what they do. So and also Nicole Bryan Photography, and you guys at LSR TV.
Well, again, finally the bonus is gone. It's taken by Dennis Moore. Most of all, importantly, a big win for the driver in the 44 machine. He's excited. He wins here tonight in round 2, the round of 8 here at Chicagoland. Well, Caleb Hall, our time working together has come to an end. Your thoughts of everything, bud, and thoughts of the race here tonight?
I thought the league racing was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Dennis Moore put on an absolute clinic. At one point, put almost 6 seconds on the field just during pit stops. His pit stops were phenomenal. The racing throughout the entire field was absolutely amazing. Every other lap, me and Wesley, me and you, talking about a different battle brewing between different drivers and how another one was sneaking into the mix or coming back to the mix. It was just, we had 3 wide racing. We had almost 4 wide racing when they almost had a complete catastrophe on the front stretch with Bryceman and the other lap cars. It was absolutely amazing racing tonight, and I'm honestly glad that I was a part of it.
It was a fun time for sure. And remember, the Northwest Cup Series is right here at Chicagoland Monday night. Get it ready. Samuel Dyer and myself will be along for the ride in the broadcast booth as we go into round number 2 of the round of 8 playoffs, trying to take someone to the round of 4. And you can check it out, of course, on simulcast coverage, the Community Radio Network, and, of course, on Live Sim Racing. More details at LiveSimRacingTV.com, at LSR TV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Rocket Media, LSR, Charles SpongeBob, as well as Jeff Stab now. For Caleb Hall, I'm Wesley Outland. Congratulations to Monday.